Welcome, everyone, to the 2022 virtual celebration for Deep Griha. I'm Randall Rocke. I'm the Director of Internet Services for Deep Griha USA, and I am your host for this event. Also joining us live today will be Ashlesha Onawale, who's the Director of Deep Griha in Pune, India. And with her will be also Angela, who is the Director of Deep Griha Academy. So we have two people to share with us today. Also, I would be remiss if I didn't mention, joining us live will be Susannah Hodge, who is the chairperson of the Friends of Deep Griha UK. So welcome, everyone. I'm going to give you a quick background of what is taking place with Deep Griha as far as its founding, because I know there may be people here today that aren't aware of its history. So very briefly, Deep Griha was founded by a husband and wife team over 40 years ago. They had been in the United States on what was known then as a mission in reverse. And when they returned to India, they decided that they would work to better the lives of the people in the slums of Pune. At the time, Bhaskar Onawale was a minister that was part of the Anglican Church and studying at a seminary. His wife, Neela Onawale, is a medical doctor. And so they decided they would open a medical clinic on the grounds of the seminary. And so Deep Griha began about 40 plus years ago. Over that time, tens of thousands of people have been served and aided by Deep Griha's work, and also eventually working out into the villages and some of the surrounding communities. At this time, the director of Deep Griha is their daughter, Ashlesha, and so you'll hear from her in a moment. I would also mention that you are welcome to send questions in using the Q&A. If you look near the bottom of your screen for most computers there, and you hover your mouse or your finger over that area, you will see a Q&A button. You can send questions in at any time, and we will collate those and look them over for responses later in the program. I would also mention one other thing before we start. What makes Deep Griha unique is, even though it was founded by two persons who had a deep Christian commitment to help people, this is not an organization that has any sort of religious test. It is an NGO, a non-governmental organization registered in India, and people and governments and organizations around the world have supported them because they are not there to push a belief or a pattern of belief or a religious test of any kind. People who are participating, who are aided by this program, are helped because they need help. That is it. And so we can talk about that later if you wish, but it makes it very unique. So at this time, without taking any more introductory moments, I'm going to start a video, which is Ashlesha's update on what has been happening in India and in Pune in the past year. In one moment, please, and we'll start this.
Welcome to the second virtual event by DGS USA, Friends of Deep Griha UK, and Deep Griha India. I'm happy to be here talking about Deep Griha's journey through last year. Our experience through the first lockdown ensured that ordering and distributing groceries, our primary focus through the lockdowns, moved like a well-oiled machine. The Deep Griha Society directive to the teams was to come into work twice a week and only if completely necessary. Yet we had a group of resilient, amazing members who came into work every day, all precautions in place. Their actions have ensured that Deep Griha continues to find new ways to respond to the changing needs of the community. It also continues to find ways to grow and adapt with the changing environment of the development sector. Through a new collaboration with SCHOOL, Society of Community Health-Oriented Operational Links, that was built during the pandemic, a collaboration was built during the pandemic. We are working with individuals over the age of 60 years towards healthy aging. This has been an incredible learning experience, as Deep Griha has not worked with this specific age group before. Increased interaction has brought to light various challenges that this age group faces in the community. Challenges that were definitely intensified by the pandemic and its side effects. Loneliness and isolation as a side effect were felt globally. For members in the community, another side effect was access to food. During the second lockdown, a Gurudwara provided ready meals for up to 100 people in need, so 50 at Ram Tekri and 50 at Tadiwala Road. Once the lockdown was lifted, the Gurudwara could not send food to our centers anymore. As per their policy, they feed everyone who comes to the Gurudwara. Deep Griha stepped in. We began providing daily meals to about 90 individuals since July, roughly 45 from Ram Tekri and 45 from Tadiwala Road, through local fundraising, donation in kind as well as funds. These members vary as situations in some homes changed once people got back to work. But the family found its feet after the lockdown, leading to members dropping out of the program and new members coming in through word of mouth. Interaction with participants have given the team new insights into the needs of this age group. Apart from access to primary health care, connecting individuals to government schemes that are available to them, medication, grocery parcels, all these are provided by the partner organization. Deep Griha has been providing individuals a space to come in and spend time with each other, interact with each other, and have ready meals where needed. Last week, through a local Rotary Club, we were able to organize a picnic for senior citizens. It was one of the first things that the group asked for. We're hoping to plan another one for Tadiwala Road as well. Among the programs that continue to run in adapted forms, the Aadhaar Kendra sponsorship program continues to reach out to young people and children from the community to ensure continued access to education, nutrition, and other support as required. Schools and colleges have all opened their doors again. The children and the teachers are really happy to be back. We are working on expanding the number of children within the Aadhaar Kendra space by altering the criteria to include children who have been orphaned, single-parent homes, and to include children from families that have been severely affected by the pandemic. 36 new enrollments in the last 6 months or so. This also means that we will be looking for new sponsors. This year, the children have moved back to daily meals instead of grocery parcels. They don't have the meals at the centers yet. They take their lunch home as of now or to school. Counseling sessions have moved offline too, much to the relief of the children and the counselors. The team together is working on developing individual development plans for each child 14 years and above. This tool is to help each child articulate their dreams, aspirations, their hopes and fears in an effort to ensure that the team is in a better position to support each individual child on their journey. It also helps with accountability and the role the child plays in their own personal development. We can draw parallels between Aadhaar Kendra's growth as a program and Maslow's hierarchy of needs, where with each passing year we will work our way towards self-actualization for the children, way above and beyond the basic needs. This journey isn't simple. It's not from an A to B kind. There is a lot of learning for the children as well as the team. There aren't any one-size-fits-all solutions either. The team has been doing a really good job of reviewing and redesigning the what and even more importantly the how of our actions and interventions. This leads us to the other program we can look at where the growth of the program lies in the depth of the intervention, City of Child. New admissions have brought the number close to 50. Unfortunately, another residential NGO in Pune had to shut down last year, and some of the students have sought admission and have since moved to City of Child. The size of the team looking after the students has grown a little bit as well. The team continues to plan various activities with the children to keep them positively engaged, as well as to spend time with each other and the children and build on the bond. As temperatures around here rise, the children's favorite activity is swimming. They go to a small water body near City of Child. We also have volunteers and individuals coming from outside working with the children on trust building and teamwork through fun games and activities, especially on weekends. The children are enjoying all these activities and are very happy to have regular visitors after almost 2 years. It is exam season, which means we're looking to find a fine balance between studies and other activities. The counselors have started visiting City of Child again almost after 2 years on the weekends. Other programs like the Tech Mahindra Smart Centers and the scholarship program have continued through the last 2 years through courses and scholarship to offer learning opportunities with the aim of better jobs at the end of each. The Smart Centers reached out to over 300 young people with well over 60% placed at jobs. This result, despite challenges with mobilizing and training young people virtually and the dearth of jobs in certain sectors. $25,000 were disbursed as scholarships to help young people continue with their chosen vocational studies that would lead to a good job. The income generation program has had more women signing up too, partly due to jobs lost and partly because a need for a supplementary income has now become obvious, necessary. Through the pandemic, the group focused on making masks. Over the last year, they have had orders for quilts, cloth bags, catering orders for meetings and training sessions. Also, over the last year, the learners have been working on practicing their uniform making skills after a very long break. Orders we hope to get in the near future. We are also an implementing partner for a study under Weill Cornell Medicine. The topic is Community Health Workers to Improve Gestational Diabetes Screening in Pune, India. We have a team of 5 field staff and 1 study coordinator working on collecting data from the community and passing it on. We hope to be part of proposals and continue to have an arm of medical research as part of the work we do. You may have noticed that I haven't mentioned Deep Griha Academy. That is because we have Angela and others from Deep Griha Academy who will talk about it and the year that was. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have for me at the end of all the presentations. Thank you.
So thank you and for Ashlesha's presentation, but now we will go to Angela Aram, who is going to talk about what has been happening with Deep Griha Academy. And I must say a lot has been happening with Deep Griha Academy. And there's a lot of information about what they've had to deal with. I'm also going to say that it's a good idea to watch carefully at the close of Angela's presentation because we have a special gift. A number of the teachers who make Deep Griha Academy so special are going to have some comments then. So now let's hear from Angela.
Greetings from Deep Griha Academy, India. Hi, my name is Angela. I feel privileged to talk about DGA's journey, particularly over the last 2 years. As we all know, COVID-19 has caused turmoil in everyone's life in the last 2 years. Well, everyone listening will agree that 2021 was just as challenging as 2020, if not more challenging. The last 2 years have taught us a lot and pushed us to find solutions we wouldn't have considered before. At DGA, we adapted to online teaching in 2020 itself during the first lockdown. DGA uses Tata ClassEdge, an interactive learning platform, a collaboration that truly supported and helped the teachers move to online teaching. Various training sessions were organized in collaboration to ensure the online classes conducted were engaging and effective. The teachers had to work very closely with parents, right from teaching parents how to install and use apps for the classes to making sure that the students attended classes and were supported as required. Apart from planning and executing classes, teachers were following up with parents individually to set up schedules for classes, schedules that worked for siblings sharing a device, and also for situations where the student had access to a device only once the parent was home from work. Apart from academics and learning being affected, children and families were severely affected by job loss, restriction on movement, and the effect on families' finances. Isolation and lack of connections with loved ones took its toll too. There was a lot of fear around COVID and its effects. As a part of DGA's community outreach, we facilitated awareness sessions around topics like emotional well-being, self-care for better mental health, as well as COVID awareness and precautionary protocols. As the school building wasn't being used with no students coming in, it was used as a COVID center to treat local patients so they wouldn't need to travel to the city. Another collaboration DG undertook was with an organization in Pune, one that is focused on creating access to counseling and runs a suicide helpline. With the help of Connecting, we implemented the peer education program for grade 8 on mental health and emotional well-being, where student volunteers are equipped to recognize emotional well-being challenges that may be faced by their friends and classmates. Through the year, we were able to continue to organize virtual employee engagement activities for companies in and around Pune. These activities are organized as a part of companies' CSR, corporate social responsibility. This responsibility translates into funds and or time spent with participants from various programs. Volunteers presented to and interacted with students across a range of topics and subjects. In 2019, 2 students from Deep Griha Academy were selected for the Girls Gearing Up International Leadership Camp. The girls traveled to Germany and had an amazing week of learning and interacting with other girls their age from across the world. An incredible experience. In 2020, selected girls attended the virtual leadership camp, and with learning from 2020 under our belt, DG was the Indian hub for the leadership camp in 2021. A virtual event where 10 girls from DJ were selected to participate and came to Deep Griha Society Cultural Center, also known as the Volunteer House, for a week and took part in activities and interacted with young girls from Germany and Malawi. The camp includes power mentor sessions, and women from various fields speak to the girls to inspire them to pursue their dreams. It's fair to say that the DGA team did well. The organizers have approached us to host the leadership camp again this year, and we hope to welcome 20 girls from all over India and abroad.
My name is Vaishnav Basavir. So I attended the Girls Gearing Up International Camp in 2019 in person, Germany, Berlin, and in 2020 it was organized online due to COVID, and in 2021 it was organized in 2 hubs, Indian hub, Malawi hub, and Germany hub. So from my experiences I have learned so many things, how to be a leader and a change maker. I have developed my vision, and I have learned how to believe in myself and support each other. I have learned so many things. I am very thankful of Girls Gearing Up and my school, Deep Griha Academy, for giving me this opportunity to attend the camp, and I am very thankful of my school. Because of my school, Deep Griha Academy, I came to know about the camp, and I got selected. So I am very thankful of my school, Deep Griha Academy.
Lockdown also gave us the opportunity to work on the teams as well as each individual member's capacity through training sessions and practice. The administrative team attended a session on trust building and teamwork. The session highlighted the importance of communication and gave us tools for better interaction for more productivity as a team. Likewise, for the teachers, we conducted sessions on the Teachers' Career Framework, a tool we custom designed for school with help from volunteers and other team members, and we hope this process provides teachers with clarity on skills they need to focus on to strengthen their journey at DGA. This framework will also lead the teachers to be better able to serve each child's learning needs and pace. The best learning for us was to switch from paper to digital, something we were planning to do for a while, and the pandemic forced us to implement. Our entire team will have access to laptops soon to help us to get closer to our goal of paperless work. In the years to come, DGA will work to widen our reach and continue to provide access to a quality education to children by adapting activities, teaching practices to the evolving needs of the children, especially within the context of a rural community. I thank you for providing me this opportunity to present Deep Griha Academy. I would love to take questions in Q&A session. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Samina. I would like to share my experience at DJ. My favorite things about DJ is that teachers are encouraged to use hand-on activities and projects as teaching tools, and the students love that. We all learn better when we are allowed to move around and be creative. I have worked with DJ for 9 years now. Through the years, the school has given me an opportunity to explore not just teaching method, but also to get to know myself better. School feels like family to me, and I am thankful for being a member of this family. Thank you.
Hi, I am Swapna, working with DGA as a teacher of agriculture. Since 2014, I have been teaching students aspects of agriculture, including sowing seeds, cultivation of plants, taking care of the plants, making saplings, making organic fertilizers and pesticides, and harvesting. Taking part in all these activities, the students learn to be sensitive about the environment. DJ has given me the precious opportunity to share my knowledge with the students. They also give me a chance to implement my ideas. Thank you.
Hi, I am Rituja Suryavanshi. I am honored to share my experience over the last 2.5 years at DGA. It has been an amazing journey and has contributed towards a work life that is continuously learning and growing. Deep Griha Academy has been a turning point in my life. It has given me multiple opportunities to work on myself. Working here has also given me an amazing chance to prove my abilities at work. To name a few, being chosen as a felicitator at an international leadership camp, working as a member of outreach program team, using my skills in acting, dancing and creativity while teaching kids. And my favorite part of work is to take pictures and make videos for DGA. I really would like to thank Deep Griha for giving me this opportunity, believing in me and letting me to be a part of the team. It is truly a privilege to work with all my members at Deep Griha Academy. Thank you so much.
Hi, this is Kaveri. I would like to share my experience with DGA. It has been a wonderful journey working with DGA. In DGA, students and teachers are partners in learning. Together, we create a shared learning environment. I think students are more successful learners when they get not just asked to absorb information from the teacher, but are a part of the learning process. At DGA, we work on imparting skills that the children need to be contributing to the society. As facilitators, we make things happen in the classroom that have an impact on the outside world. I love my job. and have a great sense of achievement on seeing my students develop and grow individually. We do our best to make work fun and creative. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. And at this time, I'm going to bring in live all of our participants and co-hosts. And so, Susannah, Ashlesha, Angela, please turn on your cameras and your microphones. And we will bring everyone together. Hello. Okay. Again, thank you, Angela, for your report on Deep Griha Academy. It was a new learning experience for me. And at this time, I'm going to see if we have any questions that have come in. Nothing right now? Okay.
Not right now, no.
Okay, thank you, Susannah. I'm going to mention just a couple of things and then we'll go on here. We have available for everyone a video from last year's webinar. And the reason I bring that up is on the Deep Griha USA YouTube channel. This video is available. When we finish today, we'll begin producing a video from today's experience, and we will post that within a few days. So you can refer to that the video of this event at any time and share it with your friends. Very important because we know that not everyone who wanted to be with us today could attend. So you'll be able to review and share it with others. I will send out in a day or so the link to that video once it's posted, so everyone will know where it is. I would also mention that for those of you that would like more information on the founding of Deep Griha and its history, the founding even of the support organizations, Deep Griha USA, which I'm a part of, the Friends of Deep Griha UK, which Susannah is the chairperson of. We produced videos in the last year's event that give pretty detailed backgrounds on the history of those organizations. So those links would also help you learn more about Deep Griha and its support people or programs. I'm going to kick off some of our Q&A here. I do see that we do have some questions in, okay. From Sarah, and this I'm going to address this one to Angela. So Angela, if you could turn on and respond to this. Are you having any trouble finding teachers?
Thank you for this question. Yes, at times we have trouble to find teachers in the rural areas. But through capacity building, through training sessions, we are building capacity of the teachers throughout the year. But yes, at times we do have trouble to hire teachers, to find teachers. Yes.
Thank you. We have an anonymous question. So I'll just turn this over to anyone who wishes to respond. Are students now attending school regularly?
Yes.
Okay, I know. Go ahead.
Yes, they are attending the school offline regularly, yes.
I know that Ashlesha had stated, now I'll just show everybody for a moment here. I know that Ashlesha had stated a while back that it actually had been almost 2 years since we had in-person classes. And the pandemic, of course, had everything to do with this. And if I understand this, it had also to do with the regulations of the Indian government and what was being allowed and what wasn't being allowed. Please correct me if I misstated that. So what we're experiencing right now is the first return, in a way, of students, I think, to the classroom or recently. This question from Barbara. I understand that part of Deep Griha was being used as a COVID hospital. How did that go? And I'll open this up to whoever would like to respond.
So I'll take up this question first. Okay. In the first lockdown, when the school building was given for the COVID center, to manage everything, to coordinate everything with the doctors and with the admin staff, it was a bit tough. But with the learning from the first lockdown, while giving the school building in the second lockdown, it was easier for us, and up to 3,500 patients were treated including both the lockdowns. Yes.
Goodness. Wow. I mean, I didn't realize that many had gone through there. This question, anonymous, do the students at City of Child attend the school? I guess that would mean that they're referring to maybe the Deep Griha Academy.
I think we have some.
Go ahead, Ashlesha.
We do have students from City of Child attending Deep Griha Academy. I think about over 20 students over the last year were attending Deep Griha Academy from the City of Child. All of them don't attend it because of the language that they're already studying in. But yeah, we do have a big chunk who do go to DGA.
Okay, this question also for you, Ashlesha, from Ken. You mentioned the new program working with the aged. How else has the pandemic changed how programming of Deep Griha is managed?
So this one is the new program that started only because of a collaboration. The rest of the programs we're doing are things that we've already done in the past, except for the research study that again we were approached by Will Cornell. So those are the only newish programs. It has changed how we work because we're using a lot of access of phone calls or technology, basically support of technology to reach out to participants. Whereas initially Deep Griha's approach was very much on the ground in the community. We have had to restrict that over the last 2 years, and it's changed, I think, a little bit of what we do for the better, for sure.
Thank you. This question from Lynn: how's Deep Griha's financial health? And then she had a question on what is the percentage of funding from corporations?
I think the financial health of Deep Griha right now is very solid, only because of really difficult decisions that we had to make in the first year of the pandemic. So any space where a program wasn't funded, we couldn't raise funds for a particular program, we had to stop. Things that were difficult to run during the pandemic, we had to stop. And that actually has placed us in a different position financially. We're in a little bit of a better space than we have been. That's not to say that everything is fabulous, but this year we were able to sort of focus on making sure proposals were out well before our budget went out. So we're in a slightly better position. I think it's about 30%, maybe at the most, that comes from corporations.
Okay, this question from Ken, directed to Angela. I'm interested in more information on the agricultural classes. Can you say more on what the children are exposed to? And do you have garden plots? And if so, what are you growing?
Thank you for the question. So we have self-designed curriculum right from grade 1 to grade 10, and children are learning the curriculum season-wise, and they are learning the farming season-wise. And yes, they do have small patches which they are cleaning themselves, sowing the seeds themselves, and they are doing everything like using the tools, agri tools, farming tools themselves in their patches. Yes.
Thank you. This is an anonymous question. What are you looking forward to in the future of Deep Griha Academy? That's kind of general question.
Yes. So our vision is to increase the reach to the children through the community outreach events. That means the children in the villages who don't have access to educational activities or educational, we are having the plan to reach out to them in around 50 villages.
Thank you. This question, I guess, could go to Ashlesha. What is the situation now in Pune as far as COVID?
Interestingly, somebody asked me this question last week, and I said everything is okay and everything is open. But since Monday, there have been reports of numbers going up across the country. It's alarming how fast that's changed, because we had plateaued and we were really low on numbers for a long time, for months. But Monday onwards, the reports have been of rising COVID new cases every single day. It's still in the first, I think 2000 was the last number I read from Maharashtra, but I'm not sure what the latest number is. It's rising, and it's a little worrying that all of us are maskless. I mean, the mask mandate is out, and all the restrictions that were in place are out. So it's a very interesting space to be in right now.
Thank you. Can you talk a little about what some of the school graduates are doing now? I guess I'll open this up to whoever can best respond. Do your graduates have any role in shaping the school moving forward?
The first batch students who passed grade 10 in 2017, they are at senior college now, and they have been sharing their learnings and whatever they are doing in their career, they have been sharing with us. And very soon we are going to update on our FB page. They'll be working with the students in school and in the community outreach programs also with the children living in the villages around school. Thank you.
Thank you. This question for Ashlesha from Ken. Can you say more on the programs provided for the new area of senior health?
So as part of what the partner organizations does, we follow up with, we have 3 field workers, so there's about 1,800 individuals that we follow up with. Yeah. So there's about 1,800 individuals that we follow up with. They're provided with absolutely everything that they could possibly need, from medication to walkers, even diapers in certain situations. They're provided with regular physiotherapy for those in need. The house visit is not just to sort of follow up and check up on how the family is doing. Grocery parcels are given not on a monthly basis, but as often as required, and any other kind of support. So for a couple of months ago, we also were able to sort of the organization was able to support the construction of a house, one that was not was falling apart, and because of the senior citizen living there, we were able to make sure that changed. So it's any kind of support that the family needs, and that's mainly done through the collaborative organization. Deep Griha's part has been on spending time with the individuals, because that's something that we've noticed that they really miss, is conversations and people asking after them. And that's why the time that they come in to get their lunch at Deep Griha is used also for discussions, to find out what they'd like to do, to talk about things that would be helpful to them, even around health and hygiene. Like I said in the video, there's one of the first few things they asked for was a picnic, an outing. They wanted to get out and just have a fun few hours. So that's the kind of role that Deep Griha is playing on its own for the senior citizens.
I'm going to take a segue into another area for a moment as we wait for a few more questions to come in. I will mention that Deep Griha USA's website will appear whenever we finish today. That's just an automatic part of the program of this Zoom webinar. What that is that's the giving page or the donations page for your reference. That you can go to no matter, that can be in the United States or anywhere in the world, if you want to support any sponsorships for children or donate to the work of Deep Griha. I'm going to go to Susannah now. I'm surprising her a little bit here. So Susannah, turn on your microphone, please. Susannah is the chair for the Friends of Deep Griha UK. And Susannah, do you have any messages right now to the European community for continuing to work with you for support?
I mean, I guess in a particular, very similar to your ask as well, Randy, and I guess at the moment we're also focusing on, along with Deep Griha USA, kind of how we can work best with Deep Griha going forward. And I think, doing these events and the pandemic has led us to kind of collaborating closer, which I think is really great across, different time zones and different countries has been, really great to see. But yeah, if people want to find out more, we've got a Facebook page. They can follow along. They can always get in touch with us by our email address, which is friendsofdgsuk@gmail.com. And to do things like sign up to be a member, find out more about what we're doing, or to sign up to our newsletter as well. And I was also going to say, Randy, there is one question I think that was earlier that we missed. Do we want to come back to that one?
Please, I don't want to miss anyone.
So I think there was one, I don't know who it's from, it's anonymous, but maybe we could slightly expand this so Ashlesha could answer it as well. But the question is, what is your favorite project you've worked on at Deep Griha Academy?
I think everything, for me personally, I think everything we do at DGA is absolutely fabulous. Right from the agriculture training for the children throughout the year, throughout the grades even, and vocational training for the older classes. Angela has a project and a plan for performance arts coming up this year. Maybe we couldn't do it in the last 2 years, but we're hoping to sort of include that as part of what the children do in the whole day. I think for me, every aspect of the Griha Academy is absolutely special. So I think I'd need a little clarity on that question, unless Angela wants to add something else.
Like Ashlesha ma'am said, all the projects are, I like all the projects running at Deep Griha Academy. But to be very honest, community outreach project is close to my heart, because the children who can't come to the school to have the regular education, we are providing them access, and we are planning to provide them access through informal education, through informal educational activities. And that's how we can increase the reach of the children in the rural areas around school. So that is my answer for your question. Thank you.
Thank you, Angela. We do have a question in. This I'm going to guess this would have to do with Aadhaar Kendra. So how many students are waiting for sponsorships now?
So as of last month, there was about 30 waiting for new sponsors. But like I said, we're expanding the criteria. We're including children who've been severely affected by the pandemic as well. So our number, we intend to keep that number growing. At this point, it's about 30.
Thank you. I will state this, that on our website, you can sponsor children or renew your sponsorships, the Deep Griha USA website, and we'll have information on that in an email that all of you will receive. I would point out that there's a section of that normally you would see a background, a picture and a background on students awaiting sponsorship. What happened is our previous list was all sponsored, so that the images were gone. That doesn't mean there aren't, just like Ashlesha said, there are a number of students now awaiting sponsorships. I do get information from time to time from Pune, from a person, I guess, who's running that program or working with Aadhaar Kendra, and he updates me and sends me new images and information. So just because our website has a blank area there, you can sponsor away. It all works. We will get the images and backgrounds up of new students awaiting sponsorships as probably within the next couple of weeks. So be sure to check that out. We have a question from Elizabeth. Are you all accepting volunteers at City of Child or in other programs now?
As of now, we're speaking to one group from France and a couple of individual volunteers from the UK. But like I said, this week, the numbers have been going up. So at this point, the conversation is going on. We'll have to just wait and see what it looks like by June, July. So because the similar thing happened last year where we were having the conversation, but we had to change plans at the last minute just to ensure everyone's safety. So at this point, we're having the conversation. It might look a little different in a couple of months' time.
We have a question also. Can you describe the villages around the school where children come from, and how far do they come from, and how are they transported?
Let Angela take this, because it's we have about, I think, children coming from a 20-kilometer radius. I'm not sure what that is in miles. Angela, do you want to talk a little bit more about what the
children, currently children are coming from around 20 to 25 villages, and that is around 20 to 22 kilometers, and they are traveling by a bus, school bus. The bus is running on contract, and the children living closer to school, they are coming by their own. So basically, major portion of the children are coming by bus.
Thank you. Question from Ken, and this may be also for you, Angela. What is the future for the leadership camp for girls? I've heard India may host the next camp. Will there be more opportunities in the future?
Yes, so this year we are hoping to have 20 girls from DGA India, including girls from abroad. They are learning leadership skills, and that is not just for those days of camp, but it's an ongoing project in which they are directly connecting to the girls, and girls are doing small projects themselves in their surroundings, and it's an ongoing project. So it's not just a matter of 7 to 14 days, but after that also the organization and DGA are helping girls to move in their surroundings and do the projects in their community. Yes.
Okay. Would you please say more about the activities and challenges for the children at City of Child?
So for the last, I'll take that one, City of Child. The last couple of years, it's been really, I think the children have felt a little isolated because they were used to having visitors and volunteers come out almost every week, if not more often. And in the last 2 years, it's been, we haven't been able to allow people. But the number has grown in the last 6 months, and the number of visitors has grown in the last 6 months, which I think the children are definitely happy about. We have about 48 students there now, 48 boys living there now. 25 were from before, and there's been 22 new children who have come from the NGO, like I mentioned. Some of the challenges I think is right now is trying to sort of fit the new group with the old group and sort of get them to come together and sort of share the space, as it were. Activities wise, we have, I think the children are brilliantly engaged at this point. Some of them will be going home for the summer. Activities wise, I wouldn't say there's a challenge at this point. We have people, because we're able to have people, volunteers go out. Last year, it was a little different when there was nobody allowed to go in. It's gotten much better in the last maybe 4 months, 4 to 6 months.
Thank you. This question from Kathy. Can you talk about some of the environmental sustainability aspects of the school?
Environmental wise, I think Deep Griha Academy struggled for years because of a lack of electricity connection, and it has been run almost solely on solar power. One of the wonderful side effects of the COVID center happening at the school was that we now have one line of electricity. So any amount that we were we were using diesel generators in the past, which has stopped since the COVID center came to school, which means that we are definitely a lot more sustainable than we used to be. So solar power and one line that we have, which is minimally used, particularly for the water pump, which used to require the most power. So that's one aspect. We started working on a water harvesting project just before the pandemic. It's something that we hope to pick up in the next few months, sort of have a little more environmental sustainability.
Thank you. I want to point out to our participants to be sure to, when you, if possible, lift your mic up close, because I think sometimes it falls down or becomes difficult to understand. I want to make sure that everything you say is heard well. I'm going to mention at this time that one of the things I was so pleased with about last year's event was how many of you in attendance, and some of you have returned for this one, participated in supporting Deep Griha and making a difference. And boy, did you make a difference. One of the things I would mention is that in technology alone, the things that the Deep Griha and the Academy and the school are working on they have benefited greatly from your support and from some very wonderful individual response last year. You made a difference and you continue to do so. It does make a difference. I'll also mention it's been an interesting journey for those of us who support Deep Griha because of the changes in laws in India due to donations and how banking is handled. And so we've had quite an experience here. But I can say that monies from all of your donations have safely arrived in India and will continue to do so. And so we are working through those changes. Before I close out here, are there any other questions from our participants? Yes, there are. Okay, here we go. We have a question from Lynn. How did the research study come about? Is Deep Griha equipped to collect data on participants and service recipients?
So this research study came about because of
it's coming in and out a little bit, but just keeping the microphone close, but don't bring it up all the way. I would bring it up, and pardon me, folks, for this technical advice, but I would bring it up within about 4 to 5 inches and see if that helps. I'm not sure that all of your answer was heard.
Also, I don't know if you hear anything in the background, but we have a procession walking past on this. So I was trying to sort of avoid that. But,
okay, just a little bit closer.
So a little bit, the ex-volunteers who are part of conducting these studies is how Deep Griha came to be a part of it. And they wanted to work with an implementing agency who could sort of look out for the local aspect of the research study. And we hired a group of people. Some of them were staff who have worked with Deep Griha in the past, and they were given all the training required to conduct the study. And we hope to sort of turn it into something, because there's already a talk of extending the current study because this was gestational diabetes, and you're looking at after the mother gives birth also. So it's something that we're looking at continuing already.
Okay, thank you. That was much better. Again, I would say keep your responses fairly slow so that we don't lose too much. That was helpful. A question from Elizabeth. Ashlesha, are there any special specific financial needs projects for this year or the future?
So at this point, we really are not, we don't want to open any new projects of our own. What we want to do, what we plan to do is have external entities assess programs that we're doing and how we're doing them. It sort of gives us a chance to sort of reflect on what we're doing and what needs to be upgraded. We are using this year as a bit of a learning year. With all the uncertainty of the last 2 years, we want to be sure of how we're doing what we're doing and making sure it's the best way possible at this time. So that's what we want to focus on this year. So like finding funds, because it's a bit of an unusual ask, because it's not one that's directly working with participants. It's sort of reaching out to an agency or an organization that does assess programs and looks at the program holistically to understand what we can do better. So that's something that's going to be some financial help for that would be really appreciated.
Thank you. That was, and by the way, that was much better. I'm going to segue off to signing off here unless we get some more questions that are coming in. I will say this. You will receive an email from me, basically from the Deep Griha support groups following this. Give us about 2 to 3 days, which will have links for the video for today's session and information on how to play back some of last year's in-depth history videos. But be aware that, again, what you'll see will be the Deep Griha USA donations or information page. And if you want to save that in your bookmarks, it might be valuable for you in the future. So thank you so much. It looks like we have run exactly through the amount of time that we had allotted. And I really, really appreciate all of your participation. Also, be aware of those of you in the European area that I will be including in our email response to this event information on the Friends of Deep Griha UK, a reminder of their links, emails, and giving information for what they can help you with. And so thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Ashlesha, Angela, and you may have noticed, some of you, there is a Rahul working in the background who has been in Pune trying to make sure that these images and sound could come to you. So thank you all. Peace and blessings to you. Namaste, and we'll see you next time around.
Thank you everyone for being here.
Thank you, and thank you, Randy, as well.